Ladies and gentlemen, rock fans, aficionados, rock gurus, rock gods, rock goddesses. Hey, if you like rock, you're in the right place because we like rock. We are the MPJ crew. We listen and rock all the latest rock albums and rate them out of 5 for listening pleasure. This today we are offering we're listening to Thrice and their albums Horizons West is the name of the album. So, it's the very last album that we are reviewing this year. It's the 630th album we reviewed of all time. It's the 166th album we have reviewed this year because then next month we've shortlisted 21 albums to do battle for album of the year, and we even have a song of the year contest. We've all put our favourite song that we reviewed. Anyway, but enough of that. That's to come. Let's focus on today. The whole point is Thrice? Will they manage to get into a Hall of Fame? Will they manage to get into our album of the year with this offering? Chris, let's start with you. What do you think of this?
So this is another one of those albums that I liked but didn't love, and there's various reasons as to why. I can't quite put my finger on it. So things open up with quite a deep, almost introspective drum and low register track, and then things open up as they go through. But the first 2 or 3 songs on the album, regardless of how hopeful the lyrics might be, there is just a darkness and a grittiness to the music that I kind of like the contrast of as you start leading through. That's the Blackout and Nash are the two sort of opening songs. It then opens up a bit more. Albatross is a really interesting track, just in terms of basically singing about being the singer being your albatross. And Holding On was a crack of a song as well. As I say, it's a good, strong album, but there's just something that's holding me back from saying that that they don't quite go into my personal Hall of Fame. They're probably, I'm gonna maybe listen to a couple of their other albums and see what I think. But right now, they don't really. I wouldn't call myself a fan yet.
There's a lot of people out there say they don't call themselves a fan of Trish, but we are all fans of Trish, and we're about to find out. Trish.
This album is a mix of genres of rock. I felt, while at the base it's mainly dark melodic rock, it does have a bit of alternative punk, indie thrown in, not too reminiscent of Radiohead or the Pixies for me when listening. It's got some darker, moody moments to it, both musically and vocally, with some lighter highlights to balance it out. Favourite track on the album for me was Distant Suns. I also like the ending track, Unitive West, which ended the album in sort of a gentle, calming way. It's an album that takes a couple of listens, but it's definitely a grower for you to appreciate fully the depths of music they're bringing. For me, as the lover of dark melodic rock, to listen to, this was a great album.
Dark melodic. What a segue, Paul.
I hope you refer to the album and not myself.
Of course, you, Paul.
I'll take it. It's been a busy couple of years for this California 4-piece. Since releasing Horizons East, they've toured and they've re-recorded their The Artist in the Ambulance album to celebrate their 20th anniversary. Horizons West is the accompanying album to Horizons East and is a sign of the evolution from post-hardcore to progressive prog rock. However, West is nothing like their previous album. It is dark and foreboding at the best of times, slow and thoughtful in others. I can say it was an enjoyable experience. However, there is lots of empty space on this album, and it doesn't encourage further listening.
Yeah, yeah. I think for me there are
the ending track where there's a bing, and then I don't know, a minute of just like this slow drone on there is what I'm talking about, empty space. And for me, that is just like, I don't want to listen to that again.
No, I agree. I think that I wholly agree with you. I think there are some really cool stuff. I think Holding On, Chris mentioned about Holding On, I really enjoyed that song. It's just, there's some really high quality stuff in this album, and there's a lot of and it's down to personal taste. It wasn't bad. It was just all down to personal taste, and some of it was a bit missed for me. I'm not a massive fan of that prog rock, and it kind of meandered that way on at times. It was just, and it lost me a little bit. Yeah, a solid album though. Solid. Yeah, I just thought it was a really good, solid effort. Without, but it's gonna be a little bit hit and miss for people, I think. But anyway, let's find out. Will it get into our Hall of Fame? Let's find out. So we're going to rate it out of 5 and see where we're at with that. Trish, let's start with you.
I gave it a 4.
Ooh, a 4. Okay, that's pretty cool. Paul.
I give it a 3.
Oh, okay. So did Lauren, Paul. Lauren also gave it a 3, which is a bit disappointing. I give this a 3.5. Wow. But there's hope, Paul. There's hope. Let me tell you guys there's hope, because Andy Dicker, shock of shocks, loved this album. Absolutely loved it. Nailed it. 4.5. Now, I would not have put this in Andy Dicker's kind of wheelhouse, which leaves the window open, guys. Let me tell you, it leaves the window open. A 4 or more from Chris Cully would put this, because we'll drop Lauren's 3. She's not here, if that's the case. However, a 4 or more would put this into our Hall of Fame, and it's all down to Chris. Chris.
Yeah, I love it when it all comes down to me. Unfortunately, I only gave it a 3.5.
Oh, nightmare. Actually, I lie. It would have been a 4.5, but there we go. This scored a whopping 3.7. It gets into our top 100 albums of the year, 99th, and our 247th album of all time. So a real solid effort. A little bit hit and miss, I think, is there, but overall, we actually quite enjoyed this album. Well done to Thrice and Horizons West. We hadn't reviewed the previous album, so look forward to seeing when they come back and more. Do you agree? Leave your comments below. Hit the like and subscribe button. Thank you very much for persevering with my cough, and to all of my wonderful panel, to Chris, to Paul, and to Trish, and to Lauren, Andy. And we will be back with our top albums of the year. We are going to be voting on 21, a short list of 21 albums, to see what our album of the year will be. So tune in for that. Check out Facebook. We'll be posting our short list at some point in the next week or so. In the meantime, keep on listening, keep on rocking, and thank you very much for tuning in. Goodbye for now.